welcome back to episode 10 of Unemployed to Hall of Fame. We are just about to get going in our first fixture of the new season against Thatcham Town in the FA Cup. So what I want to do first is just bring you down of all the changes, everything that's been going on in the off season, and there's been quite a few different changes. We'll start off with the transfers. There's been a few in and outs, mostly ins. The ones on outs, it's mostly been young players out on loan, just getting that high experience. But we have been active as much as we can in the transfer market. It has been a struggle. There's a lot of players I do want to buy who we just add so much quality to our team, but we just can't get them. They don't want to join. They won't even negotiate with me at all. So it has been a really difficult transfer window. But let's get to it. Who have we brought in? The first signing we've got in is Mackenzie Pooley. Signed a goalkeeper. He's going to be our number one, I think, over Clifton. We'll see how it goes. You know what I'm like with keepers. I like to change it up. But he does have the rushing out. He does have the sweeper keeper stats that I like, but he's also got a bit of the mentals, and he's a little bit older than Clifton, so maybe we give Clifton time to develop. And he's on £75 a week to the end of the season. We'll see how he goes, but quietly optimistic about him. We've also signed Adam Rooney from Liverpool. So he is a centre back. Poor strength, I know that he's looking very weak, but again, he just seemed to have a bit of the mental, a bit of the tackling. He's on £90 a week, and he's going to be our starting centre back for this first game. So we'll see how it plays out. He's always been in these divisions. He's always been a non-league player. He did that, but we've got Adam Rooney. This is the big one, and maybe one I'll come to regret. I signed a player called Kevin Nicol in that defensive midfield. I was blinded by the stats. Looking at those, I was thinking, okay, where we play in that defensive midfield, I think he could do a very good job for us. He is 38, but I'm paying him £180 a week. He is by far our highest paid player. I wouldn't even pay Devontae Morton that. But we're paying Nicol that, and it didn't get a great reception, and my staff don't rate him too highly. So this could be an interesting. I'm hoping he proves them all wrong and proves me right. And he came from the Scottish League. He's played in the Scottish Leagues his entire life. He has got some very good Scottish League experience. Lots of games. He's played over 343 games in his career, so lots of experience. Like I said, I am hoping he proves to be inspired. And I've done a couple of loan signings. Otherwise, we would only have 3 because no one wants to join. The first one is another defensive midfielder, Sam Coates. Again, he looks very handy. He's 19 years of age, and I just think him playing alongside Nicol in that midfield role. Yes, Hiltunen will have to drop back, but Hiltunen's only 17. I know, 2 years, but we just want to give him that experience. Just to try and get a little bit more solid, and it gives us more depth. And we've got him on loan actually from the Football League in Scotland. So in my eyes, that's a very good signing. He's only had 8 appearances in his career, but I'm feeling good, like we all do. Start of the season, we all get optimistic, and we know how it plays out. And then the final guy I've got here is Niall Fielding on loan. He's a Northern Irish centre back as well. Again, he's 6'4". Strength is a bit. I'm concerned about the strengths, but we will do. We've got a combined strength of 10 between our 2 new centre backs. But he's got a little bit of pace about him. He can jump, he can tackle, he makes good decisions. He's 22 years old, and he has played his entire career in Northern Ireland. He's got 82 appearances at the age of 22. So, I think we should be okay. We'll see how the first game goes. And if it all goes to pot, then I don't know what I'm going to do, to be perfectly honest. So before we get started on our FA Cup game, we're going to do a season preview of our new league. We don't feature once in the Media Dream 11. Bury are in there 4 times. Bury have got a very good team, a lot of good regens. And as you can see, they're overwhelming favourites to be promoted again, and I'm not surprised. The Media fancy us down at 15th. They don't think we're going to get relegated, but we're 50-1 to win the league. If I was you guys at home, whack a tenner on that, because I don't ever count our teams out. I think there is possibly a chance. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. No one wants to join us. But anyway, that is what the Media Dream 11 are. And that is how the media think the team will go. Do you know what? I've just seen all of this. We've released a lot of players. We got rid of Morton. We got rid of Roberts. We got rid of Hibbert. I mean, in fact, I'm scrolling through this. It's shocking, but obviously being lazy, it didn't come up on the transfer thing. But we've had a clear out. We have had a clear out. Our squad does look very different. As you can see here, Griff is still here. Lightfoot's still here. Hiltunen, Dira, Leader Williams. All of those guys are still here. But we did have a clear out. Oh, which just reminds me, McKelly, he will not join us. I've tried. I've had transfers. He was going to be our first money cash spend, but he will not join us. I'm inquiring again just to try and get him. He will not talk to us, which is gutting. He's in their reserves, but they won't let him go out on loan. My aim is to get him back at the club, because I just think I just really like the kid. I really want him here. But who we did sign is this guy here, who's had a great training performance, as you can see, Zach Clark. And he's going to be partnering Jared Blake. He's got a bit of pace about him, natural fitness, and he's got a tidy bit of finishing. I think he could do well. And we got him on free from the Welsh Premier Division. So again, he's had 54 appearances. He started off in the English Football League at Stockport. He could be a handy player, but we will see what happens there. Then finally, I'm not going to go through these guys, but just to show you what we've been doing in our back room, we did have a bit of a mix around. We've brought in some new. We replaced both coaches, and as you can see here, we did some very good business in our scouting department. I did hire a director of football for this level. That is very good, and I've just asked him to initiate some player signings. He's not done that yet, but I want to see who he can spot, because I'm struggling so much to buy a player. I need help, and that's what the director of football's there for. So I've asked him to initiate. He doesn't negotiate or anything like that. I'll take over. He hasn't done anything yet, but maybe he can spot some players down in these divisions that I just don't have the knowledge to find. And then we also got this guy who, again, a very solid scout. He's come in. They're both in their 60s, so they must have just thought, maybe we retired. We like football. We'll go and do this part time. Doesn't look 60. He looks bloody good for 60. He doesn't look very happy, but if I look like that at 60 years old, I'd be buzzing. 62 years old, I'd be absolutely buzzing. So, without further ado, are you ready for our opening game of the season? I think I am. I'm pumped. I'm excited. Let's get into it. It's the first rounds. What rounds are we in? These rounds, the pre-rounds. I'm not going to attempt to say that, because you all know I mess things up. But here we go. Let's get to it. It is Thatcham Town against the Isle of Man. Tail of the tape for our game. Nothing. Thatcham Town are playing 4-4-2. There's no recent form. It's the very opening game of the season. We are keeping our trusty, I guess, 4-4-2. With the two wingers pushed forward. Dira and Williams are keeping their place in the team. That hasn't changed because they were phenomenal. Formation hasn't changed. Here we go. Asku. The new left back out to Coates. It's Jared Blake. A nice early shot. And it's off the crossbar. It's off the crossbar. That would have been a perfect start. I want to try and get a little bit further in the FA Cup this season. I want to try and get a little bit of income. We're doing okay. We've got about 70 grand in the bank. But it'd just be nice, wouldn't it, just to have a little bit of those cash injections. But it's an attack here from Thatcham. They're just knocking the ball around. Kelly down that wing. Dira has been beat. And the ball's in from there. And still, that looks like a tall striker. Leader Williams, great tackle. Do not give a penalty. Okay, could be a counter-attack here. Jared Blake. He's leading the way. What a ball there. Dira. He's bursting down. A bit more pace, Dira. Come on, lad. He just stumbled. He sort of stuttered. I don't know if he ran out of steam, which he shouldn't do. Is he opening his 13 minutes into the new season? But he didn't have it going. It's end-to-end, and that is a penalty. I'm not going to argue with that one. Fielding on his debut has given away a penalty, and Pooley with a chance to be a hero on his debut. It's Wilmer for them, and it's emphatic. Okay, 1-0 down. 1-0 down. It's a penalty. It was end to end in the highlights. And I suppose what I've got to accept again is we've got that settling period where we've got these new players, we've got players out. They're going to have to get used to each other, get this cohesion back up. But Jared Blake has put a lovely ball out to Leader Williams. If he can just knock that in, which he does! And Zach Clark on his debut has levelled it up. It is 1 apiece. What a ball this was from Jared Blake, dropping that back into that midfield position. He is playing deep line. Leader Williams ball across, and Zach Clark, keeper beating at his near post. Defender got in front of his defender. Poor from both sides here. Farmer, off the crossbar. It's offside. It's offside. Zach Clark could have had a dream start then. How are we doing stat wise? Stat wise, I mean, high intensity sprints, 41 to their 17. We are working for it. Coates out to Clark. Clark cuts in. Is he going to have a pop from here? He is, and it's a good save. Straight down the throat of the goalkeeper, but it's a good save. Dira's up to take the corner. I don't know what our height's looking like with these new players. I know we've got a couple of 6'4s in there, but Leader Williams is going to put the ball back in. I mean, Blake, he did try for that, but he was nowhere near it. We've got another corner. Good ball out. Leader Williams! That is a wonder goal! What a good goal for Leader Williams. Farmer picked that out. Edge of the area. And it was a first time shot. You could not get better than that. What a finish from Leader Williams. And this is promising. I should have checked where Thatcham Town are. They're probably awful, but as I say that, they're just going to shut me right up. There's no one for us at the edge of the area. Don't give away enough penalty. He's a big man up top. They got a very tall striker in Steele. I think he's a striker. Where is he? No, he's a right winger. He is very tall for a right winger then. Farmer out to Blake. Back to Coates and Nicol, the two new centre mids, and we've got two new centre backs. It's a completely real new back four between them. But Dearest burst past his defender. The ball's in. Oh my lord! And no one was quick enough to react. Briggs to Kelly. Back out to Kelly. And it looks like this could be a them highlight. Briggs down the right. Antega back into Wilmouth. And Shah's broken. That's far too easy. Far too easy past our defence. We didn't even make it. We watched him. We didn't even make a challenge. And that's 2 apiece. Just before half time. That is gutting. I mean, I don't really know what to say about this. We've had more shots to them, but they are expected more goals and they've got more passing, more possession. Okay, well, do you know what? Until I have a chance to actually look into Thatcham Town, I did no research. That's really poor from my side. They could actually be in a higher league, I guess. They could be in our league. I don't know. And obviously, we are newly promoted, so I need to give the boys a bit of slack if that is the case. If they are lower and we're not doing very well, then yeah, something we need to address. But this is into Blake, and it's Nicol, and it's a debut goal for Kevin Nicol. And absolutely, it reminds me of that Lightfoot strike in the earlier last season or sometime last season that we had on tape. It's similar. It came out to him. Blake played it, and it was sort of very similar goal. But Nicol has scored in his debut, and he's given us a 3-2 lead. And this is very encouraging. There's a lot of attacking play from both sides. But what a game for the neutrals this has been. Not that a lot of neutrals will stumble across this game, but the fans in attendance are having a treat. Building out to Askrew to Coates. Feels like a brand new team we got here. But Clark is 1-on-1, and that is a great goal from Zach Clark. What play? What play? It does feel like a brand new team, doesn't it? There's so many new players. 3 players right there, brand new. Blake Trusty Blake is the only player still there. We managed to starve off interest in the summer, and what a finish that was. Those two could be a very tasty partnership if they get firing. I need to keep an eye on fitness here because we did play. I did the mistake. I tried to be greedy in pre-season. I booked friendlies with larger reputation teams, and when I say larger reputation, it literally was. We're going to keep him there, but I think he's got a strong left foot. He has. So do you know what we're going to do? I don't want to put him inside forward because he'll bang in with. He'll collide. They'll share the same space. Sorry, mate. We're going to have to keep you as winger. Yeah, I tried to be a bit too greedy, so I looked for high reputation. I mean, with high reputation at Shrewsbury, York City, obviously clubs with a much higher reputation we have. But I was hoping to fill some stadium, get some tickets. It didn't really go the way I wanted it to. We made £4,000, I think, and it cost us £3,000. It wasn't really worth it, and we got beat every game. So I don't know what that does for morale. Maybe you guys know, but yeah, I won't be doing it next season. That's for sure, unless we can attract a Liverpool or Man United, which isn't going to happen. Let's be fair. But anyway, we bring on Johnson. Dira was a bit tired. That's a good ball out by them. That's a good play. Oh, and he's missed a sitter. We've been let off the hook there. That was an absolute sitter. And we're just going to make our final changes now. Lewis Farmer is going to come. I'll tell you what, Fielding could go right back. It's not really ideal. It's not ideal at all. But I've got more. I've got like a much further setbacks. Griff, he's keeping his position. We're going to bring on Mayo as well. I capped him. Griff had a real bad... Sorry, I've just realised we can make more. It's FA Cup. I apologise. It's stopping and starting. Let's bring on Hittillman because I like Hittillman. And let's bring off Nickel. There we go. And I'm not going to be able to pick up my last point because I forgot what I was saying. But this should be us through to the next stage. I can't see them coming back. Again, always famous last words. They've got an attack here. Kelly out. It's an easy ball. And Paulie was alert. And that rushing out is what I need. I mean, he didn't rush out. But still, you get the point. He was alert. He's played a long ball up front. Can Clark win that? No, he cannot. But it's come out to Hittillman to Leader Williams. And Blake, our boy wonder, is duking past the players. Brought a ball in. And that is a great save. It's a sitter, but it's a great save. He could have got a hat-trick in stadium. For some reason, Clark's now gone out to decide to take the corner. He's like the school kids. I'm the best player. Oh! I'm going to take all the penalties and free kicks, but he almost delivered a really good ball, actually, for Rooney to get his debut goal. And we have won 4-2. We're, for the first time in our save, we are through to the next round in a cup competition. What a celebration that should be. Absolutely smashed them in the end. It didn't feel like that. I was nervous through the whole game. But apparently, if you look at the stats, we absolutely walked them. Hang on a minute. Injury worry for Paulie. Paulie did not pick up an injury in that game. Our goalkeeper was absolutely fine. I'm dreading to click this because nothing happened. If this is a bug from FM, he's out for 8 weeks for a broken finger. He's going to miss the start of the season. Oh, that is just FM all over, isn't it? There was no injury there. That is so disappointing. But we are through to the next round. And what I'll do now is a little bit of... I think they're in the equivalent to us, just in a different area. So actually, if we can beat 4-2 away to someone in a similar division or a similar level, I'm happy with that. That could ignore that they're not very good. We will take that. And we've also received £1,000 for the right at the start. The Premier. We need a cup run, guys. We're going for this. We're gonna go for the biggest cup run Isle Man's ever seen. And here comes our first game of the season in our new league. We are away to Bootle, who we face for this one. Bootle I mean, it's a park. It looks like some sort of community centre, but we're not going to judge. I don't know how 3,000 people, almost 4,000 people, apparently fit into that. That's more than us, but I'm not going to judge. Maybe there's a huge stand that we can't see. A nice in action shot there, but we are playing against Bootle, who expected media predictions second. So this could be a challenge. They're 100 grand in debt, so they're either paying players way too much or they've been spending a load of money. I do not know. But this is how we're going to line up. Clifton, that change has been forced as Paulie has broken his finger magically. Must have trapped it in the bus door or something, because that did not happen in game. Clifton is going to come in as goalkeeper. Lewis Farmer again, right back. I've brought in Griff as centre back alongside Fielding. Askrew's going to play at left back. Coates and Nicol are going to again lead that midfield pairing with Deere and Leader Williams, and Blake and Clark up top. And we've also made another signing, Josh Woodcock on loan. He looks very handy to be fair. Like I said, no standout yellows apart from natural fitness, but I feel like it's a pretty solid overall level of stats there. I don't know. I could be proven wrong. I mean, I haven't got enough space. I'm just looking at how we level this up. I could change one of these two, but Nicol's old, and that's where he comes in. And I just want to be able to have that creative flair. We've got our defenders, and we need a striker, and we need a winger. So there's not much I can really do. He might just have to wait his turn. And tail of the tape for this one. Bootle also haven't played, but they are playing a 4-1 something. It's that very, very common FM tactic. We've played 1-1-1, so they obviously didn't have to try and qualify for the FA Cup. They must have had a better run than us last season. We had a shocking run last season in the FA Cup. We're away to Bootle. Askrew is going to start us off nice and early with a throwing to Blake. Blake is going to play it back to, and it's Leader Williams. He's cut it into Coates. I think that's offside. It's not offside, and Deere has given us the lead with a perfect start. I thought that was stone cold Steve Austin offside, but it is not. And Askrew in front of a good... I mean, their stadium looked nothing like that in the pictures, but we don't care. It's in front of their fans. It wasn't offside. And Deere, I'm pretty sure Coates went for the shot and Deere was just on his toes. But we have taken an excellent lead inside the opening 10 minutes. And this is a good start. But although we did this last season, we had an amazing start to league last season. I think we got an injury. We played 6 and won 5 or something like that last season, and then we ended up absolutely blowing it. So let's not get too excited. But that is a great start for us. And with the early cup win, we can get a good bit early form. I'm counting my chicken way too early. I mean, it's just started. It doesn't mean we're going to win. Anyway, here you go. Askrew. It's a good ball over the top. He's looking for Clark. What was that? Oh, okay, it was blocked. I thought he was going to square that into Blake, and that was the highlight. It looks like he was... The idea was he was meant to square that in for a tap in for Blake. It didn't happen. As first halves go, we've kept them quiet, which seems to be a nice theme that we've got going in these opening 2 games of restricting their chances whilst we're having, possession. Like I said, we're not doing much possession-wise. But that doesn't matter. I don't care about that. I'm not about possession football necessarily, especially at not this level. Maybe as we go up the leagues and start to get a bit more fancy play, and that's a sitter for Nicol. That should have been 2-0. We should be more comfortable than we are now. They flicked on. They've got nothing really offering an attack. Askrew, who I keep seeing pop up, he must be playing... Last couple of games, he seems to be getting involved. A lot of our play... that was a poor ball from Coates. I have told the guys to play down the wings. I do think that's our strength with Leader Williams and Deere. And Leader Williams is playing that into Clark. And that's a good ball in, and Blake. It was a good block. That's a corner for us. I like the way Clark's playing. The first 2 games, he seems to be causing trouble. Whether that's through the 2 goals last game, or like he's doing in this play, he seems to be linking up a bit more. But it looks like they're going to have an opportunity here. So that's a good deep ball. Farmer deals with it, but only as far as their left back, who just is manageable with fuming with that. Don't shoot. Do something more creative. I don't care. Do that all day. Keep doing it. I do not care. But we'll keep this exactly how we need to keep it going. I do need to make some changes here because it's, like I said, this early game form is just not looking, is going to struggle fitness level wise. And this is where I regret not putting a right back on, because that's going to, we've not got a right back to bring on, which is an absolute mare. So what we'll do is we can only make 3 as well, can't we? So we'll bring on Elliot Johnson just to play that inside forward role. We're going to mix up because he's, oh no, hang on, he's left-footed. Forget that. Okay, we'll keep that the same. I was hoping we could put an inside forward role, but that's not going to happen. And our fitness levels, how are they looking for fitness? Well, they didn't play that FA Cup game, did they? So they're absolutely fine. But if we can hold on, this would be really good. And it's Askren of the corner. Ball comes in, Clark, just over the bar. That would have sealed it. That would have sealed it, and that would have had us. They've done nothing this game. So if they do an FM in the last couple of minutes, they haven't. That was well deserved. I would have been raging if they'd done an FM. It was a boring game for the fans. Although we had a lot going on, not a lot on target, and it was that 7th minute goal really early on. But that's a very good start to our new season. So opening games of the season, we've won 2. Those are 2 are going to be playing a really, really good start. It's optimism for the new season. What is our schedule looking like? So our next game is at home against Wythenshawe, who came up with us. They actually finished 2nd place, so that's going to be a real tough one. They are favourites to win that. I'm going to take a few of these offline, and we'll come back for the FA Trophy that we absolutely failed in, and I'll probably also do the Integro League Cup online on our next video. But what a good start. And look, that's a friendly. I got excited about the away attendance. I thought that was us. How did we do attendance wise? Okay, we're starting to see some bigger attendances. So we're no longer outselling them. But that doesn't matter. What a great start to the new season. Thanks for your support as always. The comments, the subscriptions. Really means a lot to me. If there's anything you want to see me doing, just drop it in the comments. But until then, this has been episode 10 of Unemployed to Hall of Fame. And we'll see you next time.